If you use one of these, you're going to want to use one of these. Hey friend, Mark from The Spark, welcome back to another video. So we're going to check out a pen for your iPad and a screen protector for your iPad. And I think if you use a pen quite regularly on your iPad, then I think something like a Paperlike Screen Protector is an absolute necessity. So what we'll do is we'll start with the Paperlike Screen Protector. We will apply it to my iPad mini, and I'm very grateful for Paperlike for sending me this screen protector to show you. And we'll apply it and we'll compare it to what I have on here at the moment, which is the Bursum screen protector, which is a much cheaper screen protector than the Paperlike. However, I have enjoyed having this on my iPad mini. At the end of the day, it's got to serve a few purposes. It has a screen protector, it's got to protect your screen, the clue's in the name, it's got to feel nice while you're writing on it, and ideally it's got to try and prevent reflections on your screen than just having a bare glass screen. So with all that said, let's get this unboxed. I will apply it and then we'll check out those comparisons. So Paperlike do several versions of their Paperlike Screen Protector for all different kinds of models of iPad, and they are seen around the internet plenty, particularly when you check out a tech channel such as mine as the main sponsor. Now, they're not necessarily sponsoring this video, but they have sent me this, like I say. So the Bursum 2-pack screen protector costs just £7.98 up to £8.98, depending on which iPad model you have, and you get 2 in the pack, just like you do with the Paperlike. You get 2 screen protectors in the pack and some installation tools. You get the similar things on with Bursum as well. Paperlike will cost you around about £34, depending on what model you have, but it's around about that price. So it's quite a little bit more expensive, so you're going to want to think there's a little bit more benefit for your money. With all that in mind, let's get this thing applied. So I'm going to take off my old screen protector here, the Bursum one, which has, like I said, been serving me well for my last 2 models. And once it's on there, it's pretty tight on there. There we go. Show you what you get in the installation pack. A very lovely cloth here. So all these things are a little bit more premium than the Bursum screen protector, which you would expect. You know, you're paying for a more luxurious product. I don't really need to clean it, but I will do anyway. It's a very nice cloth that you can get to keep afterwards and maybe use, you know, as a glass cleaner for your glasses. Very good. Try and get yourself in a place where you're not going to have too much dust flying around, which in my house with 2 dogs is pretty much nigh on impossible. And then I'll get my dust absorber. Go around here. Like you think you've got no dust at all, just to get this thing turned off actually. It's always better to see whether you've got any dust on there if you turn your iPad off. Forgive me if you can hear the wind outside. It's blowing an absolute gale in the north of England, UK at the moment. I'm not going to use the guide stickers. I've always found that a bit finicky. I'm just going to go by eye. So that's the sticky side, that's the Paperlike side. And then we will go down like this. Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Use my hand and the cloth to get rid of the big bubbles. If you do find yourself with some little bubbles, they will go away eventually with the use of your iPad. The important thing is to try not to get any dust under there, which will, you know, the bubbles will stay forever with a bit of dust lifting up the protector. I've still got the Paperlike side on here, so it's going to look a bit weird until I take that off. I think I've done a pretty good job of measuring that without needing to use the appropriate application stickers. All right, let's take this off. There we go. You can see all the bubbles that I've still got remaining. Right, all right, well, I'm not going to spend too much more time on that. Those bubbles will disappear and I'll go over them later. Once you turn on the iPad, you can barely see these things anyway. Okay, well, what do you think? I think that the Bursum, as I've said in previous videos, is a lot rougher. The texture is a lot, you can hear it, it's a lot scratchier. And in some ways, I like that. Now, as to whether that wears down the nib of your pens a lot quicker, I don't know, because I haven't really had time to, over many months, compare the Paperlike versus the Bursum or other cheaper screen protectors. It certainly takes the edge off just doing it, rather than doing it on a glass screen, which would just be slippy and horrible. There's definitely a grip there. And it's as satisfying as ever. Where this has an advantage over the Bursum definitely is that it decreases the reflections that you get. It does feel nice, if not as scratchy as the Bursum, but the Bursum definitely gave the iPad a slightly hazy look as well. Whereas with the Paperlike, it doesn't take much away from what you're looking at. It reflects what's underneath the protector a lot more honestly than maybe what cheaper ones like the Bursum does. Okay, I said right at the top of this video that something that complements a screen protector is a pen. And I was sent a budget Apple Pencil to try out and see how it might compare to the kind of official Apple Pencil. Now, the official Apple Pencil is about £130. Now, prepare to be gobsmacked when I tell you that this pencil here, this Stylus, it is in quite cheap packaging, is only $15.99. On Amazon.co.uk, at least, probably in other Amazons around the world, you can get a £5 voucher. So this pen, this Stylus, will only cost you £10, which is a dramatic decrease from the Apple Pencil Pro. Now, of course, for that exceedingly budget price, and the previous stylus that I found to use for your iPad was the ESR pen, which was about £35. That had tilt kind of sensors on there and pressure sensitivity as well, whereas this one doesn't have any of those things, and it also obviously doesn't have the barrel roll effect that you get with the Apple Pen, and it doesn't have a double tap on there as well. This thing is exceedingly basic in that it will help you take notes, and that is about it. It's probably not going to work too well as an artist pencil or anything like that, but for taking notes, this thing is great. No slipping, no missing out of pixels as you do stuff. For 10 quid, this thing works incredibly well. It is cheap and it is cheerful, and you can tell from the packaging here, you're not getting a absolute luxurious product, but what you are getting is something for a tenner that will help you take notes, and that's all you need to do. That's all you need for it. It feels lovely. In fact, I believe this is 10 grams as opposed to something like 20 grams for the Apple Pencil Pro and Apple Pencil Gen 2. So it's really light. Now, you may find that off-putting. You may want the heavier feel in your hand, but if you're writing copious notes, having something light, like a pencil, may be incredibly useful for you. This thing charges via USB-C, and you get a USB-C to USB-A charging cable in the box. You get some nibs in the box as well as a replacement for when this eventually wears down, and you simply unscrew and screw it back in, and dead easy. You also get here as well, because you've got this USB-C where you charge it, you can plug that in and it'll stop it collecting dust and what have you. You can't charge this wirelessly, you can't connect it magnetically either at all. So no matter what generation iPad you are using, which this is applicable for every generation beyond 2018, it's just not going to stick. There's no magnetic there. This thing is cheap and cheerful, and it's just one job and does that job incredibly well, which is making notes. There you go, figure my crappy handwriting. I think a 2-minute charge gives you 2 hours writing, but if you charge it for like 45 minutes, you get days and days of charge out of this thing. Little indicator light there, green, fully charged, then goes to orange, it's a little bit worse for wear, and then red, you better get it charged in. But do you know what? It feels lovely. It's the same tactile feeling as the Apple Pencil. Exceedingly similar in how it looks. You've obviously got the USB thing. It looks a little bit more like the is it Apple Pencil Gen 2 with USB? Yeah, it looks like that. So you've got this nice flat side, which some people prefer. Stops it running around. Oh, and if you want to turn it off, you press this little nib at the top, and the light will go off. Turn it on again. Just press that. And you don't need to connect it via Bluetooth. It just simply works. If you have something like this Pitaka case here, which I've done a video about, I'll put a link in the description, you could bob that on there, and that, apart from being able to move up and down, is reasonably safe. It's going to be hard to lose that, but you need to be aware that you've got to put it somewhere safe, just like a pencil, just like a pen. You know, if you have a nice pen, you'd put it somewhere safe and you won't lose it. So there we go. That's the Metapen. You know, for a tenner, for taking notes, you know, you could almost kind of lose it and not be bothered and get another one for a tenner. I will put a link in the description box below, and up here there'll be a QR code if you want to go check this out on Amazon and maybe bag yourself some for Christmas, or maybe a friend who wants to learn how to take better notes on their iPad and they don't really want to fork out 130 quid for the Apple Pencil one. You can get this thing from Metapen here, and this is the cheapest stylus I have found for the iPad so far, and I don't think I'm going to find much cheaper. There you go. So grab yourself something like a Paperlike Screen Protector and you are away. All right, okay, go check out both these items. I'll put all the links and stuff, like I say, in the description, and go check them out, see if you like them, and if you do, buy them. And please use the affiliate links, because if you do that, it'll help support the channel and help me create more videos like this to help you and find options like this for you to check out for yourself. If you want to check out the video that I did about the ESR pen, you'll find that there. Okay, until the next one, happy note-taking, and indeed, if I don't make another video before Christmas 2024, Merry Christmas.